Hey guys, Nino Helfrich here, and today with a highly requested video, my entire guitar collection. Now one little disclaimer, I will not do extensive sound examples here. I did a demo video of basically every single guitar I have here. Just go through my channel, I have plenty of videos, recorded albums with them. You can check that all out. And I think many people want to know what my opinion is on premium versus prestige and j.custom. At least I get a lot of messages about that. So I will do a separate video comparing them. Now the first guitar is this. And if you've seen any of my videos, you've probably seen it somewhere. This is my oldest Ibanez guitar that I have. I had an Ibanez MTM2. Which was the Mick Thompson signature model many years ago, and it broke, sadly. That was my first good guitar. And then I did a horrible holiday job as a student, 10 hours a day for weeks and weeks, and I saved up to get this. It's an Ibanez Prestige, a very high level Ibanez Prestige back in the day. So has Dimarzio Pickups, Tone Zone, True Velvet, AirNorton, the classic combo, the Edge 0 system with 0-point system 3, which is actually not in there. So on the back there's an extra spring that is removed. It acts like a free floating trem. We have the shark tooth inlays. This is actually equipped with stainless steel frets. This is something that I did maybe 2 years ago because the frets were completely gone. At the moment, this is used as a backup guitar for Iron Angel, the band I'm in. It's just a little bit too much hair metal and not too much traditional, so it's a backup. And this brings us to the second one. This is my main guitar for Iron Angel, simply because it suits the band visually a little bit more. It has a mahogany body. I don't really hear a difference. You would have to really listen with headphones and stuff in a live situation. You can hear it. Flamed maple top. We have the same pickups. This also has stainless steel frets, glow-in-the-dark inlays, locking tuners. Of course the neck is different. This is an 11-piece neck. And in my opinion, this is by far the best premium it has been released so far with a trim, because this is an edge trim. The only model, as far as I know, that got the edge trim in the premium range. Can't say enough good things about it. If you think about it, this has more features, better features than the Prestige, because it has the glow-in-the-dark inlet, it has the Gotoh locking tuners, and this clocks in at 1200. This one I bought for 1418 euros, and I spent another 500 bucks on the stainless steel frets and placking the guitar in a machine when the original frets were gone. So around 700 euros price difference. Now onto the good stuff, the guitars that I have a little bit of a reputation for, the j.customs. This is the first one I got. I have 3 in total. 2 of them are pretty much identical. So in 2018 I became an Ibanez endorser. Ibanez released this. It's the first RGA model that you could get as a j.custom outside of Japan. And I picked it up. I wanted a j.custom for years and years. That was the moment where I decided, okay, that's a dream that I will fulfill. It's amazing on video. Matte finish guitars just look phenomenal on video because they don't reflect. And I mean, this is just beautiful. I'm so happy that I have this. The specs are just perfect. It's a low pro bridge, a very heavy mahogany body with a very thick flame maple top. And we have Dimarzio Fusion Edge pickups, and those are my favorite pickups. The only downside to this is that it doesn't have stainless steel frets. If I have played this for a couple of years and I feel like putting stainless steel frets on it, I will invest in it and you know, get them on there. I did that with Prestige as well. so that's not so much a problem. This will also be heard on my next solo album, which is not out yet, but I have a lot of videos with this, so this is amazing. And because I liked the RGA so much with the specs and everything, in 2019 Ibanez put out this. And this is probably my absolute favorite of all of my guitars. This is the exact same guitar as an RG. The specs are identical, same pickups. You know, even the coil tap option, it's everything the same. Same bridge. The only difference is this is ebony fretboard. What I like about this is, in general, the RG shape has this contour here. As you can see, it doesn't work so well with video. It reflects. So get a matte finish guitar if you do a lot of video work. But I also like the very unique pickup selector position on this one. It's phenomenal. I mean, I love the color. Probably on video it looks like fire red, but believe me, in reality this is a very dark red. This looks, I said that before, a little bit like red wine. That's basically how you have to imagine it in reality. Now onto the 7 strings and my most expensive guitar, and also the rarest one that I have. A j.custom as a 7-string in Soda Light. Now this particular model, there have been many variations, color variations. Usually you find this model as in the color Black Onyx, but this is the Soda Light version, and this was sold only for 1 year. Not many as far as I know. I don't know exact numbers, but you know, Germany, Austria, Switzerland, there are maybe a handful of them. Now this is not so much a guitar for me for recording. I usually record all rhythm stuff with a fixed bridge that I will show you in a second, and do all solo stuff with trem guitars. But to perform songs live, I would need a 7-string with a trem, and that's what this is. So if you will ever see me again doing solo work live, which I'm currently not doing and don't have the time, but I did that in the past, this would be the guitar that I would probably play. Pickups here are Dimarzio PAF 7s, 5-way switch, so no coil tap, recessed knobs, that's always great on our j.custom customs, and overall it's just a piece of art. Onto the guitar that I record pretty much everything with, an RGD Prestige with a fixed bridge. As you may know or not know, RGDs have an extended range, and to me personally, with low tunings like drop A and stuff, which I use quite a lot, these sound better. They're tighter, intonation problems are not so much a problem, and the bridge, of course, fixed bridge is always easier. I used this on my first album for all the rhythm tracks, I used this for the majority of my second one. My next instrumental album, which is not completely new stuff. There are some surprises in there. Even the Iron Angel album, which is in standard E, which is coming out this year, is also recorded on this one. I just muted the 7th, the low B string, and still recorded with it. This is heavily customized. So this has stainless steel frets, which I put on later on. The pickups are changed. Those are Dimarzio Crunchlab and Liquifire pickups. The Liquifire is my favorite neck pickup. It sounds so good. Of course, those are the John Petrucci pickups. I'm not the biggest John Petrucci fan in the world. I have mad respect for the guy, but it's not like I put them in there because I like his sound so much. I just think in general those are amazing sounding pickups. Yeah, so that's basically my workhorse guitar. I don't really use it for practicing anymore because I had a little bit of a finger injury about 2 years ago, 1.5 years ago. And that's actually the reason why I switched to a regular scale 7-string, the j.custom, because playing this a lot is just unnecessary tension for my fingers. If you do bends and stuff, I don't really need it. I record with it, and that's basically it. Now the last Ibanez electric guitar that I'm going to show you is something that you've seen maybe on my channel in a few videos, and that's an Iron label with EMG pickups, basswood body, but it's not my guitar. That's the guitar that belongs to my girlfriend, and sometimes I take it and use it myself. The guitar clocks in at 420 bucks with aftermarket pickups, and I have to admit, it doesn't feel as good as any of the guitars I just showed you. It's not a Prestige, it's not a j.custom, whatever, but it sounds insane for the price. You could record a professional sounding record with it, and that's always the ultimate test for me. Let's keep going with another very expensive and very special instrument. This is the Ibanez AE 900 NT, and all you have to know about this one is basically it's a Japanese made, clocks in at 3K, and is, I think, the most expensive Ibanez acoustic guitar that was ever available. It is not available anymore, which it's not a surprise, because this is all rosewood. Everything. Sides, back, the fretboard, it's all rosewood. And as you can tell if you followed the guitar community in the last couple of years, rosewood is a little bit of a problem. This is probably the only one that I haven't done a video on. I'm not really an acoustic player. I always wanted to have one acoustic that is very, very, very good and be done with it. For a possible 4th solo album, I will definitely use this, and I mean, the build quality, everything. This is just perfection. Go and watch Tobias Rauscher. He plays one of these, and I mean, he does things with it. I could never do it. I'm not an acoustic player. Now, one more guitar before we move on to basses, and this is the only non-Ibanez that I have and that I ever had. I mean, you kinda have to have a Les Paul at some point. At least that's what I was told when I started playing. I don't use this anymore at all. Thought about selling it quite often, but somehow it always still sticks around. I just don't have any use for it, to be honest. 22 frets, no trem, no 7-string. Very cheap Gibson Les Paul Studio. And this is actually a pretty good one, to be honest. I'm not a fan of big Gibson guitars, but that's not the topic here. This one sounds pretty good and plays very good for Gibson. It collects dust. And last but not least, not a guitar but a bass. This is an Ibanez SR300. Pretty cheap bass. I think new they will cost about 300 bucks, or used to cost that. 4-string, tuned extremely low to drop A. This is what I use for my solo albums. Or at least this is what I used to use, because I always try to improve with every album that I make, and I already decided to improve this year with a 5-string bass with higher quality. So I think I will pick up a premium SR bass. There's a white one. I will post a picture here for you guys. Already tried it, sounds phenomenal. You know, 4 strings with this low tuning. It's better for me to have a 5-string bass, and I think that's a area where I can really improve the quality of my albums in the future. So this one will retire. I don't know anything about the specs, to be honest. No idea what pickups in there. No idea what wood this is. I don't know anything about it, basically. I'm not a bassist. Let me know what your favorite model is. Let me know if you want to see a comparison between premium, prestige, j.custom, where I really play the same riff, same part on each and every single one, so you can compare them. That's something I can do in the future, and I hope to see you next time for another video. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, bell, everything, all that good stuff. And I see you next time. Bye bye.